Good evening, everybody. Um, this is a bit weird being live, but yeah, I thought I would come on tonight and discuss the Premier League action that's happened today. Unfortunately, due to the weather, I was meant to be at Anfield today for Liverpool Ipswich, but it didn't happen. And yeah, it was a shame. It was a real shame, but no, look, it's been another fabulous day in the Premier League. I've got to say as well that there were some very surprising results today. I'm going, guys. If you're in the live chat, please say hello. I haven't done a live that seems like ages ago, so I'm just testing this out to see how it is, and yeah, I'm gonna see how I can do because I haven't been live in what feels like a couple of months. It feels like a couple of months. So please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button and share it out if you want to as well. I know that it is a bit impromptu, but no, it's good to be back live. Chris Welsh says one of our best performances of the season. Yeah, we will get into that. We will get into that. And I'm gonna rant about refs. I'm sorry. I one of the things about Premier League is the refereeing is absolutely horrendous. We'll get into all the talking points. We'll get into all the juicy stuff. I think it's the safest thing to say. Because today we've seen really bad decisions. And yeah, we'll go into it. We'll go into it as well. But yeah, we'll start with the I think the most surprising result of the day. Bournemouth 5, Nottingham Forest 0. I mean, Nottingham Forest come back down to earth with a bump. Bournemouth though are an absolute fire. I did say when Andoni Iraola was appointed, I thought he'd be a good appointment for Bournemouth. And I've got to say, the way things are going with Andoni Iraola, Bournemouth are due probably European football. They're going to probably get some kind of European football because they're sitting pretty comfortably. They're sitting in fifth place, which I think is fantastic for this stage of the season. And then obviously, their big test is Liverpool on Saturday. It's going to be very, very interesting to say the very, very least. Look, I've got to say the way that the way things are at the moment, you've got to say that I don't think anyone expected Bournemouth to win 3-0, 5-0, sorry. But there have been sort of signs recently where Nottingham Forest have been kind of interesting, to say the very least. What's this? Hello. Don't worry. Someone in the chat can do that. Don't worry at all. But yeah, get your comments in. Get your comments in. Yeah. Look, I'm going to say this now. Well done to Bournemouth. They were excellent. They were really, really good today. And they caught Forest on an off day. And when you catch Forest on an off day, you do very, very well. Cliver, again, he's been an absolute fire at the moment. That's now 4 goals in 2 games. That was a hat-trick against Newcastle United, which is very, very good as well. But look, I've got to say, I think when you look at Nottingham Forest, they've had a very, very good season so far. But when you look at Bournemouth, again, I think not many people are probably expecting Bournemouth to be where they are. I certainly didn't, to be honest with you. I thought they would be top half. I thought they would be quite, sort of top half. But they played very, very well today. I mean, as I said, Cliver, Watara, and Semenyo. And to be fair, that front three is very, very good for Bournemouth. And I've got to say that that was a very, very good performance, and I did not see 5-0 coming. I mean, Chris Welsh says, hello, Yuggies Pro as well. By the way, if I butcher names, I really am sorry. I am very, very rusty to obviously live streaming, but no, I hope everyone is well anyway. Chris Welsh said I said 2-2 for that game. I said 2-2. Believe it or not, I did actually say 2-2. Obviously, with Tara as well getting a hat trick, which is very, very good to see for Bournemouth as well. And Bournemouth, look, they march on, and who knows where they could finish this season, because Andoni Iraola has done very, very good job there. So who knows where they go. Again, sorry if I butchered your name. OGGG Hampstadium, I think that's how you say it. Bomberclat, hello. Brighton Da, hello. Well, we were fucking atrocious today, dude. Yeah, I'll get into Brighton Everton. I will get into Brighton Everton to say. Luka Dondic, I don't know what that is. Can you say Harry? Hello, Harry. Good morning from India. Rupak Singh Rajput. Again, I hope hope I haven't butchered that name. Hello, hope you're well. Thank you for tuning in. Steve LFC, this is Anfield. Welcome back live, Douglas. Wish you did more videos and live streams. I know it's more harder after you've had a child. Look, I'll be honest, getting back live, it has been very, very difficult. I'll be honest, but look, I'm live now. I wanted to do this because I've not been live for ages, so I thought we'd do this. As all. Yo, big up, but nothing will change. Look how they booked the Everton player for his flying seagull celebration. Pathetic. Yes, I will get to that. But look, Bournemouth, very, very good result tonight. Very, very good result tonight. 5-0 against Nottingham Forest. Again, I don't think anyone expected that. But fair play to Andoni Iraola's side. And yeah, Liverpool next on Saturday. That will... we thought today would be a cracker. That will be a very, very interesting game. They've already beaten Man City. They've already beaten Arsenal. So Liverpool have to be wary going to... the Vitality to say the very, very least. Douglas, just do it when you fits in your schedule. Thank you, Ravi, and hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well, and hello, Luca, as well. Hope you are well, as well. But yeah, Brighton 0, Everton 1. Now it's not so much about the result in this game. It's more of the fact, I think Ravi said it in the chat. I can't understand where football is going right now. Ndiaye scores a penalty. Okay, well, for first things first, it is a penalty. It's a handball. So that's the first thing you can say. It was definitely a handball. But what you can't say is Ndiaye scores the penalty, which is all good. Very, 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 very good penalty from Ilman Ndiaye. He seems to be a bit of a find for Everton. Seems to be their main man recently. Obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin went off injured again. Shock. But look, I think it's one of those ones as well. It's just Ndiaye scores, and then he goes to make a seagull. It was like that. He was like celebrating like a seagull, and the referee books him. What happened with banter? What happened with them? Giving one back to the crowd and then the crowd giving one back to you. Honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous how he's been booked for that. I don't understand it. I just do not understand why on earth Ndiaye was booked for that. Jamie Vardy did it. Jamie Vardy is your shithousery player. If you want to really say it as it is, Jamie Vardy is definitely you're a shithousery player because Elman Ndiaye, for me, has done absolutely nothing wrong. I don't even think um, I, I'm just absolutely stunned that he got booked. I'm absolutely stunned that he got booked. I can't believe he got booked. But that's another big win for Everton because it puts them 7 points clear of the relegation zone. I think people are kind of now looking at the fact that Everton look like they could be a team that look like they could potentially stay up this season. Not so much about obviously getting the Messiah back, David Moyes, but I think it's more of the fact that when you look, Wolves get on a run, very, very hard. Ipswich get on a run. I mean, Leicester are at Tottenham tomorrow. That will be very interesting. And obviously, I will get to Southampton in a wee minute. But honestly, I just think we're now losing the sort of the banter side of things of football. Like your shithousery players, Jamie Vardy, big example there. Because that for me is an absolute joke of a decision to book Ilman Ndiaye. Absolute joke to book him. Let's see what some of you are saying. Lucas says, "You okay? I'm not too bad, mate. A bit disappointed. I should have been at Anfield today. But obviously the storm, Yoan, I think that's how you say it, put an end to that. No trains running in and out of Preston, so there was no chance I was going to get to the well. There was a chance I would get to Liverpool, but there wasn't a chance I would get to the game on time. So yeah, a bit disappointed, but I'm going down next month. I'm going down next month for the Newcastle game, so that'll be very good. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Cheers, good to see Ravi. John Conway, hello mate. I am very well, thank you. I hope you are well as well. I know I've not been live for ages, but look, it's very interesting to say to say the very very least. It's just tongue in cheek. These refs taking the. It's just tongue in cheek, these refs taking the fun out of football. Yeah, absolutely. I think it is. I think it is as well, mate. I think it is as well. Let players have fun. It brings life to the game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jamie Vardy's been getting away with this so many times, and the referees don't do anything about it. But when it's an Everton player, and when it's an Everton player doing a seagull celebration against Brighton, yeah, enough said. Enough said. But look, it was a stupid decision to book him. But I did see someone Brighton Da say they were effing atrocious in this game. Look, you had the more opportunities. Everton come away with a very they snatch a 1-0 win. So that's what David Moyes teams do. That is what David Moyes teams do, and that is a very, very good victory for David Moyes. Because if you look at David Moyes, he's definitely a manager who has came in. He's doing well. He's doing well with Everton. But I said at the start of the season, I thought Everton would be comfortable, and they are comfortable. They're mid-table. I thought Newcastle nearly drew today the way Southampton tried to come back. Yeah, we will get into that game. We'll get into that game. And John Conway says, I am good. Thank you, Douglas. No problem at all. Liverpool 4, Ipswich 1. Now, I had 5-0 in Super 6. I had 5-0 in Super Brew as well. And for a bit of a time, I did think that we would maybe get 5, but it wasn't to be. But no, fantastic performance today. As Chris Welsh says, best performance of the season, I think it was. Passing movement was fantastic. The first goal, Trent to Soboslai. Soboslai goes past 2 defenders. This is something I've been saying for a while. Like I've been I know I've not been like doing any videos or doing any streams, but I've been saying we need to shoot outside the box more. I've been saying it for ages. Doesn't just have a dig, and that's what Soboslai has done there. Goes to get the ball, takes on a couple of defenders, goes past them, and then hits a shot, which is a very, very good shot, drills it into the bottom corner, past Christopher Walton, and is a very, very good finish. Christian Walton. Is it Christian Walton? I think it's Christian Walton, the Ipswich goalkeeper. So, yeah, look, I think if you look at that game today, that was a very, very good start. Good start. Get the first goal after 11 minutes, and then see what happens. And then obviously the second comes again. Cody Gakpo. I'm going to say this now. I think Cody Gakpo has been unbelievable this season. He really has put his game onto another level. We thought when he first came in, it would take him a bit of time to get used to, obviously, the Premier League, to obviously get used to sort of our style of play. But this season, I think that's now 6+ games in a row where he scored or assisted at Anfield. So that's something to look into. And as well, I will say this as well. Gakpo for me is better on the left than I think Diaz is. That's sort of my opinion at the moment. But look, I think Gakpo has definitely gone on another level this season. A double today, obviously an assist, but Salah's finish reminded me of the goal against Leeds United back in 2020? I think it was September 2020. Remember when he gets the ball in his chest and he rifles a shot past Ilian Melier? Well, this one was even better, I think, especially the narrow of the angle as well. It's on the half volley, and it's a fantastic finish, roof of the net stuff for Mohamed Salah. And Salah now has gone past Thierry Henry in the goal scoring charts, which won't please Arsenal fans. But yeah, 176 goals now in the Premier League is just unbelievable. 40 goal involvements, and we're still in January. So goodness knows what his numbers will be by the end of the season. And he just looks more and more happy with every game that he plays. He looks very, very happy. He looks really, really like a player that is just enjoying his football. He's not taking any notice of the of the contract talks or anything like that. He's just basically playing his football and he's enjoying himself. He really, really is. He is enjoying himself. And then the third one comes, and again, it's just very, very good play again. Gravenberch this time plays it to Szoboszlai. Walton makes a very, very good save, but Gakpo's there to finish it off. And 3-0. 3-0 at half time was very, very good. We were cruising. We were absolutely cruising. I don't think Ipswich had a shot in the first half. I know they had a couple in obviously the second half coming up, but yeah, I think that was a game where I look back on and I'm thinking, yeah, that was a very, very good performance today. And Szoboszlai, I've got to say, he was my man of the match for today. I thought he was unbelievable. And this is the thing as well. Szoboszlai has been a player that has had some harsh criticism recently. I think he has had some harsh criticism lately. And I think he has just been unbelievable recently. He's been very, very good. So, yeah, that was a very, very good way to go into halftime 3-0 up. And then the fourth comes, and again, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold again, plays it to Gakpo, and it's a dream of a ball, and it's a dream of a cross, and Gakpo finishes as well. And that's the thing with Gakpo. He is finishing these chances. Whenever he gets chances, he is finishing them. And, today, he's on the right spot for the tap in. When Walton makes the save, and then the second goal that he gets, it's a fantastic header. It really, really is. And then we bring on the cavalry: Elliot, Nunes, Jaden Dan's even came on today, which was very, very good to see. Endo as well comes on as well, and obviously Chiesa as well. I think Chiesa starts on against PSV. I think he will. I think he will start. Because I think he's up to speed now. I think he is up to speed. It has taken him a bit of time to get into playing in the Premier League, but I think he is definitely getting back to his best. And I think as well when you look at Chiesa, he is a player that will definitely get better. Yes, Chiesa will get better. There was a flashpoint in that second half. How on earth has Julio Enciso not been sent off? Um, First thing first, he's making his Ipswich debut. He's making his Ipswich debut. But that tackle on Endo was disgusting. His foot is so high that he's literally his knee has caught him in the face. Now, if you want to look at it again, this is a red card to me. I have no idea how Enciso has escaped a red card there. I think it's a red. I think the way he's gone in, he's maybe not meant to hurt Endo, but it's the force that's gone in. I think for me, I think that was a red card, and I don't understand why the referee hasn't obviously seen it. It was given as a yellow card, but I think VAR should have intervened there. I think it should have done. I honestly think it should have done, but no. Look, I think when you look at when you look at that challenge again, I think it's a red. I think it is a red. I think it's a very, very harsh decision to give him a yellow. I think he should have been sent off. And yes, would have been his debut. I know it is his debut, but for me, Endo has done very, very well to get to the ball first. And Ciso has came in, cleaned him out, and I think Endo's lucky he's not injured, to be honest. And I want to see Endo start on against PSV. I want to see Endo start against PSV because I think Gravenberch needs a rest. But again, Gravenberch was very, very good today, to say the very least. And then Ipswich, I thought we were going to get our 5-0. I thought I was going to get my 5-0 prediction, but not to be. Yeah, Ipswich get one back. And it's a very good header from Jacob Greaves, I'll be honest. It was a very, very good header. And yeah, the smallest man on the pitch, Endo, is challenging the biggest man on the pitch, in Jacob Greaves. Yeah, so a bit of a mismatch there. So, but no, fair play, Ipswich. You did get a goal back, but yeah, that was one of our best performances of the season, I would say. Very, very good. And yeah, a big game next for Liverpool. We'll go Bournemouth on Saturday, so that will be very, very interesting. And obviously, we go to PSV in the midweek as well, so that will be really, really interesting to say the very least. Douglas, I wish Slot would have played Chiesa for longer. I think he's going to get minutes on against PSV. I think he will. It'd be nice to see him start a game. It would be very, very nice to see him start again. It would be. I don't see Liverpool. We are buying anyone in the summer. I think we will get someone. I think we usually do get players in the summer window. It's January that we don't usually get them in, to say the very, very least. But no, look, it was a very, very good win today for Liverpool. 4-1 against Ipswich. We're looking like champions elect for me. Yes, I agree, Chris. I think we are. And yeah, next, I'll say this. I think next week is maybe not title defining, but it's certainly a big, big week. If we were to beat Bournemouth, we go 9 clear of Arsenal, who play City at the Emirates. So that could be very, very interesting. That could be a very, very interesting week, to say the very, very least. Southampton 1, Newcastle United 3. Can we just relegate Southampton already? 10 points adrift. They look like a team that is not going to get any more points. And again, they took the lead in this game. And again, lost it from a winning position. It happened against Manchester United. They were looking so dominant against Manchester United, and then all of a sudden it was yeah. How do we put it? And then Man United basically got back and won obviously 3-1 in the end. But yeah, that was very, very interesting. But today took the lead against Newcastle. Bednarek, yeah, unlikely scorer to say the very, very least to get Bednarek in there. But yeah, very, very good finish. Grey header. No chance for Martin Dubravka as well. And then look. I've obviously said refs are a joke on this, in the title. This is another decision I'm absolutely baffled by. How on earth has the referee not given a penalty straight away? Aribo has caught Isak. Aribo, Joe Aribo has caught Isak's left leg. I could see I could see from watching the highlights earlier that that was a clear penalty. But yeah, the referee didn't give it to begin with, but had to go over to the monitor to go over and yeah, basically get VAR to change his mind, and then obviously the penalty decision was correct. Yeah, Isak, by the way, another 2 goals for him. He is he the best number 9 in the Premier League at the moment? And I know we'll obviously get to Manchester City, and we'll get to Manchester City, Chelsea, but at this moment in time, would you say Alexander Isak is the best number 9 in the Premier League? Let me know, because that penalty he took was very, very good, setting the keeper the wrong way. And then the second goal, he's literally put McCarthy on his backside and put it past him, and it hits the post and goes in. And then, yeah, this is great play. Anthony Gordon, from Guimaraes to Anthony Gordon, and then Tonali is running through. And I've got to say that was a very, very good finish from Sandro Tonali, and that's his first goal since his debut against Aston Villa, which is mad. It's absolutely mad, to say the very, very least. But that was a very, very good finish from Tonali. And yeah, Newcastle march on. It's going to be very, very interesting to see where they finish, Newcastle. I know obviously they lost against Bournemouth last week, but again, looks so composed on the ball. Isak is playing the form of his life at the moment. They're in a good place, Newcastle. They're in a very, very good place. And, they've got the Cup semi-final coming up again, the second leg at St James's Park. That place will be absolutely bouncing. And I can't really see them losing, if I'm being honest. I think we're looking at potentially Newcastle in another Carabao Cup final. And I think when you look at Newcastle, I think it's one of those ones where you say to them that, look, you did get in the Carabao Cup final against Manchester United. You were unlucky to lose that game. Why not? Eddie Howe deserves a lot of credit. But I still have my doubts over Eddie Howe. I still have my doubts whether or not he's the manager to take them that extra step forward, if you know what I mean. But for Southampton, I mean, this season they've got 6 points. This is the lowest total at this stage of this season. Derby had about 9 at this point, in 2007, 2008. So, are Southampton going to be the worst team ever? Because I honestly think that when you look at Southampton at this moment in time, they don't look like a team that's going to buy a win, get a draw from anywhere, But it's going to be loss, 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 loss. And I don't think even Juric is the right man to take Southampton forward. I really, really don't. So, yeah, Southampton, very, very poor. 6 points. They are almost in that territory of getting that record, lowest record points total. I really do. Chris says we can still draw at Bournemouth and Arsenal still draw points for City. I don't see Arsenal winning against City. I don't either. Well, we will come on to Wolves Arsenal in a minute. Southampton didn't look bad attacking wise, but defensively they're a shambles. Yes. Yeah, they do look good going forward. Sulemana, is it Sulemana? He looked pretty good at Old Trafford the other week there. He was injured for today's game, unfortunately. So I think, yeah, I think he is a good player, Sulemana. He is a very good player. They've obviously got Tyler Diblin as well. He's a talent as well. And yeah, Ben Brereton Diaz is apparently back at Sheffield United as well. So they've also got Cameron Archer there as well. But yeah, it's not looking good for Southampton. Not looking good for Southampton. Obviously, I did ask about a question about Isak being potentially the best number 9 in the Premier League. Chris says he's arguably the best 9 in the world at the moment. I think he's been excellent. I mean, which strikers are better than him, really? I know Holland, obviously, people will look at Holland and say he was very, very good. Number 9 as well. But Harry Kane, supposedly, as well. He's right up there. He is right up there. As well. Hi, Sir Scotty. Hope you are well. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. It's good to see you back in the chat as well. But yeah, here we go. Wolves 0, Arsenal 1. And there is one decision that is absolutely dominating this game. If you want to avoid X, if you want to avoid social media, yeah, a lot of people are talking about this decision. The red card given to Miles Lewis Skelly. Now, I've seen a couple of angles to this, okay? VAR have said he was sent off for putting his foot down the Wolves player's Achilles. I've had another look at it. If that's a red card, then I'm sorry, but that is an absolute joke decision. There is no way on this earth that is a red card. It's not denial of a goal scoring opportunity. It's basically taking one for the team. I'm astonished that was a red card. I'm astonished that was given. And Michael Oliver could not wait to get his red card out. He could not wait to get his red card out. And look, Arsenal fans will say that, you know, referees have been against them, etc. But I think they've got to feel aggrieved on that decision, because for me, that is not a red card. It's never a red card. Let me know what you thought about that red card, because I've had a look a couple of times and I'm still not convinced how that was a red card. And again, I think Michael Oliver, unfortunately, couldn't get his red card out quick enough, to say the very, very least. I don't think it was a red card. I think Arsenal fans definitely should feel aggrieved. And unfortunately, I think when you look at that, it's not good. It's not a good decision from Michael Oliver. And obviously, Wolves did get to 10 v 10 because obviously Joe Gomez was sent off for a second yellow. But again, Joe Gomez's second yellow is worse than Miles Lewis Skelly's challenge. Joe Gomez has completely gone down Jurien Timber's right leg. It's a shocking challenge. Now, if you want me to say the very, very least, that should have been a straight red. Miles Lewis Skelly, I fully expect Arsenal to appeal that red card, and I think they'll get I think they'll get that rescinded, because for me that is never a red card. And people say Michael Oliver is the best ref in England. There is no way he's the best ref in England. He is honestly, he's awful. He's absolutely awful. Really, really bad. Really, really bad, to say the very, very least. And yeah, that for me was never a red card for Miles Lewis Skelly. But Joe Gomez, I think that's a straight red, to say the very least. But Arsenal puffed on. If it wasn't for Kai Havertz missing 4 gilt-edged chances, I mean, there's 2 headers. I mean, one header's right at Josie Sa. One goes just wide, and then there's another one where he literally heads over when he could actually take a touch and do that. And then there's one from a corner where he heads over as well. So there's 4 chances for Havertz. Now, people keep saying Arsenal need a striker. They badly do need a striker. They badly do need a striker. But it's whether or not they get one in. That's the next thing to say, the very, very least. It's whether or not they get one in. Now, do they get one in? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. But with the amount of time left in this transfer window, I don't think they do. And that could be the difference between winning and losing the Premier League, and also winning and losing the Champions League as well. Not getting that striker. And you know, they have struggled without Saka. They have struggled. You know, 2-0 up against Aston Villa, they were pegged back to 2-2. They get the goal of the day with Calafiore. You know, Calafiore's second goal for the club, which is a very, very good finish, to say the very, very least. And it was no more than Arsenal deserved, because I think you've got to say that was, you know, even as a rival fan like myself for Arsenal games, that red card decision was never a red card. So I think Arsenal fans can feel really, really aggrieved with that, to say the very, very least. But that's a huge win. It is a huge win, because Wolves is not a tough place. Excuse me. Wolves is a tough place to go to. Liverpool won there 2-1 earlier in the season, so it's a very tough place to go to, Molineux, and it is a big, big win for Arsenal as well. Luca, I'm not too bad, mate. Hope you're well as well. And we move on to the final game, which is Manchester City 3, Chelsea 1. Most of the talk of this game was of the decision to start Kuzanov and Marmoush. Both of them started today as well. And yeah, Chelsea got the opening goal from a Kuzanov mistake. I don't know what he's trying to do. He was trying to head back to Ederson. His header's way too weak. And Jackson pounces and plays it to Madueke. And Madueke scores. So that was a really, really good start for Chelsea. But City attacked more. Gavardo had a couple of efforts on goal. One where he probably should have done better. Hits it with his right foot. I think if he hits it with his left, I think he probably gets it in the back of the net. But no, very, very good play from Gavardiol. And City huffed and puffed. They huffed and puffed and finally got that goal. And it was Gavardiol. It was a very good play from Matheus Nunes. How he was up there, I don't know, because obviously Matheus Nunes was playing right back. He was playing right back. And I don't think that's his position. I think people are probably looking at the fact that he's probably a centre midfielder, to say the very, very least. So I look at that, and yeah, that to me, you would say is Matheus Nunes' place. But credit him because he played into saved by Sanchez, went to straight to Gavardio, and it was a very, very good finish. Very, very good finish in the end. So that 1-1 at half time, which was very, very good. And then, I mean, I don't think there's any refereeing decisions. Kuzanov, by the way, got booked as well. VAR were checking for a red card for a denial of a goal scoring opportunity, but they agreed it was only a yellow, to say the very, very least. So, yeah, Kuzanov had a bit of a nightmare debut, to say the very, very least. Welcome to the Premier League, son. Welcome to the Premier League, to say the very, very least. And then City come out in the second half, and then all of a sudden, it's 2-1, and I'm going to say this now to all Chelsea fans: you need a goalkeeper. Robert Sanchez was third choice at Brighton when you decided to bring him in for 20 million. I think it was 20 million pounds that Chelsea spent on Robert Sanchez, maybe even more than that. He is a shocking goalkeeper. I mean, this goal from Haaland, he's literally made Holland's mind up before the ball's hit the back of the net, because he's in no man's land. He's an absolute no man's land. And again, how many times is he going to cost Chelsea this season? I can think of so many games this season where Robert Sanchez has cost Chelsea. And again, it is another bad decision from the goalkeeper to basically say that he was in no man's land. He should have been far more into his goal. And if he was in his goal, then Holland wouldn't have scored that. But makes his mind up. Holland goes past Colwell. Holland sees Sanchez off his line, and he lobs him. And he lobs him as a very, very good finish. And you know what? I think when you look at Chelsea, they are suffering from not having a good goalkeeper, because Robert Sanchez, for me, is absolute pony. He really, really is bad. Really, really is bad. So that was one thing to go into that. But yeah, and then obviously they get the third goal as well. Foden, lovely play from Holland, plays in Foden, and Foden's starting to pick up a bit of form. Is getting pick up a bit of form, but I don't know. I look at Manchester City, and I look at the game against Club Brugge coming up. That's a huge game. That is a huge game. Imagine if Simon Mignolet keeps a clean sheet at the Etihad. I mean, that would be absolutely crazy to think about. But are City back? Well, people said that when they played Ipswich. People said that City were back when they played Ipswich. And then go to Paris and concede 4 after being 2-0 up as well. This is the thing with City. They look great going forward, but defensively they are a bit of a shambles, I would say. And I don't think Ederson is the player that he once was. And I don't think Akanji is the player that he once was as well. And it just goes to show, yes, Rodri's missing, but City have spent, I think it's well over 100 million this transfer window. Maybe even more than that. So I think I look at City, and that game against Club Brugge is absolutely huge for them. So yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting to see if they go through, to say the very, very least. But I look at what's happening with City at the moment, and obviously Pep is separated from his wife. So he's obviously going through a hard time at the moment. But yeah, I think City will probably win that game. And then obviously City Arsenal next Sunday as well. That is going to be huge. Absolutely huge at this stage in the season. I know Liverpool go to I know Liverpool go to City very, very soon. I think it's the 23rd of February. But even then, I look at City and they are starting to get their groove back. And maybe those signings that they made maybe helps them. Maybe helps them. But that's a huge game against Arsenal. Um, One I'm looking forward to because if we do beat Bournemouth, we do go 9 points clear. And Arsenal City is a very, very tough game to predict. Very, very tough game to predict. And I actually think whoever wins that could be a very, very interesting one. Chelsea, like Chelsea for me, I think they obviously want to get top four. I think that's their main ambition. It's definitely Liverpool and Arsenal for the title race. I think City have given themselves a little bit too much to do. I think they'll just be sort of looking forward to the Champions League, I would say. But obviously they need to win against Club Brugge and see what will happen. But aye, a very good one for City. And yeah, Chelsea just go back to the drawing board and yeah, get rid of Robert Sanchez because Robert Sanchez for me is an absolutely shocking goalkeeper. So results today: Bournemouth 5, Nottingham Forest 0, which was unbelievable to say the very least. Brighton 0, Everton 1, Liverpool 4, Ipswich Town 1, Southampton 1, Newcastle United 3. Wolves 0, Arsenal 1, and then Manchester City 3, Chelsea 1. So that's today's games, and then we got a couple of games to preview tomorrow as well. So we've got Crystal Palace against Brentford, London derby, if you want to put it that way. This will be an interesting game. Brentford have one win away from home all season, and that was the 5-0 against Southampton. But Palace seem to be picking up a little bit of form at the moment. 2-0 against Leicester, and then obviously they got the 2-0 against West Ham as well. They do seem to be getting back to their groove that they had under Glasner. And that'll be an interesting game tomorrow. That'll be a very, very interesting game. But that could be a one that could be 0-0, or it could be a real goal fest. It could be one of those games where you look at that and that could be a very, very key game to say the very, very least. But yeah, Brentford have one win away from home all season, and Brentford did beat Palace earlier in the season as well. We've obviously swapped back to the games that people had at the start of the season. So this is the game week that was always the opening games of the season. So, aye, that's going to be very, very interesting game tomorrow for Crystal Palace and Brentford. If I had to predict, I think with Palace being at home, I think you probably fancy Palace. But I actually fancy Brentford. I don't know why, but I just maybe Brentford gets something out of that game. Maybe Brentford gets something out of that game, but that will be a very, very intriguing game to say the very, very least. And then we move on to Tottenham against Leicester. Well, this is a game where two out of form sides meet at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and Tottenham have had, I think it's 5 defeats in a row now for Ange Postecoglou. Obviously, they got that very, very late win against Hoffenheim in the Europa League. That was a very, very good win for them there. But yeah, Tottenham Leicester, that again could be a very, very intriguing one. There's talk about Ruud van Nistelrooy potentially maybe moving on from Leicester. He's not happy. It's simple as that. He is not happy, man. And I think when you look at what they're doing, Leicester, it's not good for them. Not good at all for them. So I think I look at that game. Tottenham have a very good record against Leicester. I think it's the safest thing to say. They do have a very good record there, especially at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I can see goals. I can see goals because Spurs don't keep clean sheets, neither do Leicester. But Leicester do have firepower, obviously with Jamie Vardy as well. Obviously, James Maddison will be playing his against his former club as well. I I do fancy I fancy Tottenham. I fancy Tottenham. I think I went 4-2 Spurs, which would not be surprising. Because Leicester can't defend. That's the safest thing. But then again, Spurs can't defend. So yeah, that game's two out of form sides, and that could be a very, very intriguing battle. But yeah, I'm gonna go 4-2 to Tottenham. I think Tottenham will win that pretty comfortably. And I think I think Son might have a field day in that game. 4:30 as well. Aston Villa against Wolves, which again is against Wolves. West Ham, sorry. Aston Villa against West Ham. These sides met in the FA Cup a couple of weeks ago. It did finish 2-1 to Aston Villa. So yeah, West Ham will obviously be wanting to avenge that defeat. Yeah, West Ham. I mean, manager Bounce is gone. I think from Graham Potter. I think is the safest thing to say. But yeah, like I look at that game, and Villa did very well to get a 2-2 against Arsenal. Hello Gary, hello Gary. Hope you're well. Talio Douglas. Liverpool win the Prem in March. Well, apparently, I think it's 10 wins we're needing. Well, that would obviously go down if obviously Arsenal do lose against City. So that could be interesting. That could be very, very interesting, to say the very, very least. Hello, Siobhan. Everything's fine. I've just not been able to go live. Not been able to go live, but had a bit of time this evening to go live. I thought I would do a wee Prem catch up, and obviously catch up with you guys. So, but I'm doing very well. But as I was saying, Aston Villa against Wolves. Why did I keep saying Wolves? West Ham. Battle of the Clarets. Battle of the team that playing claret and blue. Yeah, this is a very interesting game, as I said, because these two met in the FA Cup, and West Ham will still probably feel a bit aggrieved with the winning goal, because it wasn't a corner. Was not a corner. Let me just say that was definitely not a corner. But no, look, I think is the one thing I will say is that I think when I look at that game again, Aston Villa West Ham, that'll be an interesting game. That's the kind of game where I look at, and yes, it's 4:30, but you've obviously got another game after that, which you joined at the right time, Siobhan, as well. But I think Aston Villa win that game, just because they're at home. I think if this was maybe at West Ham, then maybe slightly edge West Ham to win this, but I'm going to go 2-1 to. I'm going to go 2-1 to Aston Villa for that one, but not an easy one to predict. I didn't watch the Liverpool game. No problem at all. Gary says I would sell Jota in the summer and replace him with Vlahovic. I'm not so keen on Vlahovic. I don't know what it is, but I'm not so keen on Vlahovic. I think if we were to sell Jota, I think Darwin's going to go. I think Darwin is going to go. But maybe it's sort of time to stop being sentimental, and very, very interesting to say the least. But yeah, Vlahovic, I'm not so sure about. Gary, I'm not so sure about. Siobhan says Villa wins, but just about. Yes, I agree. I think that will happen as well. Vlahovic isn't good. Yeah, I don't. I think it kind of says it all when you see that Juventus are wanting to get rid of him already. I think that speaks volumes. But The final game, 8 o'clock kickoff. I think it is. Or is it 7 o'clock? It's either 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Again, don't, who decides these times? Who decides these times? Fulham against Manchester United. Fulham came. I wouldn't say came back down with a bump, but they did lose 3-2 against West Ham, but they did go back to Leicester and win by 2-0, which was a very, very good result. And people will remember that actually Fulham played really, really well at Old Trafford earlier in the season and probably went away thinking that they probably should have got a lot more out of that. And I think they should have done. Manchester United, I hate to say this, Siobhan, but there is news going around. Apparently, Onana and Ahmad have not travelled down to South London. That is not good news because for me, Ahmad's your best player at the moment. He is your best player at the moment. And I just think when I look at Fulham, you just see what happens. See what happens. To say the very least, but yeah, no Onana, no Ahmad. So as by India will. Sorry, Owen Thomas. I know you're watching. Bayun Deer. So I think he'll play in goal, but Onana for me has had so many what's the word? So many bad errors as well. Actually, one thing I did forget to mention about Chelsea. Robert Sanchez has had 5 errors leading to goals this season. Yeah, and people want to describe him with to compare him to Onana. Yeah, Onana's got more clean sheets than you, mate. So yeah, just do that one. But I worry for Manchester United. I really, really do. That is not good news about Ahmad. It's not good news about Onana. Well, okay, maybe Onana needs a bit of time out of the team, I think is the safest thing to say. Because I don't think Onana has been anywhere near as good as what he's been this season. And unfortunately, I look at Manchester United and where's the next result coming from? Where is the next result coming from? Fulham are decent at home. We'll give them that. Fulham are decent at home, but Man United have a good record at Craven Cottage. They do have a good record at Craven Cottage. 1-0 last year. I think it was a late Bruno Fernandes winner, to say the very, very least. So it'll be tight. It'll be, it's a very, very tricky ground to go to, Craven Cottage. It really, really is. I look at that and I'm just going to. I just look at Fulham at the moment, and they're in very, very good form, and United just need a win from somewhere. Everton are now 3 points behind Manchester United, which I think is really, really crazy to say the very, very least. I think Ruben Amorim is a very good manager, but I think what he's taken on at Old Trafford is much, much more bigger than I think we thought. Because Manchester United, I'm sorry, just the squad isn't good enough. And talk of Garnacho, going to Chelsea is beyond me, to say the very, very least. I just do not see why Chelsea need Garnacho when they've got okay, Mudryk is banned at the moment because he's took a banned substance or something like that. They've got João Felix, they've got Nkunku, they've got Sancho, Madueke as well, Neto. So where's he going to fit? Unless he plays on the right, is he better than? Is he better than Madueke at the moment? Probably not. So it's a strange one. That's a strange one. Siobhan, how are you feeling about potentially Garnacho going to Chelsea? I mean, you've just said there Garnacho would be better suited to Napoli than Chelsea. I agree. I think he would be. I think Italian football would suit him a lot more. And what's happened to Marcus Rashford? By the way, because it seems like nobody wants him. Feels like it feels like nobody wants him at the moment. I think the only clubs I've seen being linked with Marcus Rashford, I think, was Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund, but obviously they've just sacked Nuri Sahin as well. And yeah, I don't know if this is true, but apparently I've seen rumours that Eric Ten Hag might be going in Dortmund. So that could be interesting. That could be very, very interesting. Could Ollie maybe tempt him to move to Turkey? It's a weird one with Rashford, but I think what's been really, really interesting about Marcus Rashford is the fact that people are so divided on him. Like some people want him gone, some people want him to stay, some people are on the fence, as well. So, and what makes me more laugh about the fact that Garnacho may be going to Chelsea is the fact that Christopher Nkunku is potentially part of the deal. Look, Christopher Nkunku is the top goal scorer for Chelsea in the Europa Conference League. But will he suit Manchester United? That's the thing. I don't see him suiting this Manchester United side. So it's very, very strange. Very, very, very strange. Whatever's happening at that club at the moment is just not working. And I think it's only going to get worse before it gets better for Manchester United. I really, really do. I just don't think they were lucky to beat Rangers the other night as well. I watched a wee bit of that game, and I think when Cyril Dessers scored to make it 1-1, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be interesting. But obviously Bruno Fernandes saved the day yet again for Manchester United. But you can't keep bailing you out like that. You can't keep bailing you out. I think people keep saying that Salah's bailing Liverpool out on a number of occasions, but I think the difference with Mo Salah is that you've got Gakpo scoring. You've got Diaz is popping up with goals as well. Jota is popping up as well. Chiesa scoring last week as well. Nunes as well. Manchester United just seem to be relying on Bruno Fernandes, and unfortunately, Xerxes for me is no really worked. I don't think it's really worked with him. And I think when you look at Manchester United at the moment, Højlund hasn't worked, I don't think. So Anthony's gone. I mean, he had to go anyway. I think for me, he's probably the biggest flop in Premier League history. Is Anthony. 90 million quid Manchester United paid. Okay, 86 million plus add-ons, but it does rise to 90 million, I think, with added bonuses or something like that. But Man United are a mess. I keep saying that. And sorry to any Man United fans, but I'm giving my opinion. And, I think when I look back at the old sort of Liverpool Manchester United title races back during the years, obviously United did win those, but yeah, I just look at Manchester United at the moment and they're just a shadow of themselves. And again, but something in the back of my mind is saying I think they get the result tomorrow. I don't know why, but they do have a good record at Craven Cottage, so I'm going to say Man United win that game. I think Man United will win that game, to say the very least, but we'll see. But I'm gonna go 2-1 Manchester United. Let me see some of your results here. Yep, no, Onana and Ahmad. I am more worried than I was before, said Siobhan. I may be in the minority, but I think we should drop Onana temporarily and play by Yindur. Yes, I do agree. That Arsenal performance was very, very good. I think you should. I think you should. Hello, elevator. Hope you're well. Been a while. It has been a while. This is the very least. Exactly what I said. I don't see him getting enough game time with Chelsea. No, I don't either. I honestly don't either. I don't either as well. Are you worried, Douglas, with the amount of goals we've been conceding recently? Um, yes and no. I do think we do have a period where we do seem to switch off at times, which is a bit of a concern. But look, I think it is one of those things when you look at them. But we are getting the wins, and that is the main thing as well. Rashford is staying unless Barcelona wants him. Apparently, Dortmund backed out. Okay. Guy says, and Google going the other way is Barmy. Rashford should go to Arsenal. Do you know what? I kind of agree. I kind of agree. Because I think that could be a missing piece in the jigsaw potentially. I just think that United job is a poison chalice. I absolutely agree. Luke from Not My Lifetime Pod. Hope you are well. I seen you were in Paris. I hope you had a very, very good time in Paris. And yeah, very good win for you guys today. Obviously after the shock of PSG coming back from 2 goals down to win 4-2 the other night was a very you needed that win. You definitely needed that win to say the very, very least. So that was a very, very good win. Slot's done exceptionally well with our Dutch players, especially. He has, and that is the main thing to say. Oliver, he has done a very, very good job. What we've been doing this season. So it is very, very good. Siobhan says, really admire what Slot is doing. It is Liverpool's title to lose. Yeah, and look, I said at the top of the show, next week is really defining, because City play Arsenal at the Emirates. I know that was obviously a 2-2 draw earlier in the season. Arsenal did scrape a win today against Wolves, but yeah, I think they've got a problem at left back. I think they've got a problem at left back, so that could be interesting to see who plays left back next week. But we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what will happen. But yeah, just obviously to recap, obviously the scores from today: Bournemouth 5, Nottingham Forest 0. Who saw that coming? Don't think anyone saw that coming. Brighton 0, Everton 1. Big win for David Moyes. Moves 7 points clear of the relegation zone. I don't think Everton are going to go down this season. I really don't. I honestly think it's between. For me, Southampton are gone, so I'll say Southampton are gone. Leicester, Ipswich, Wolves. I just think Everton are safe. I honestly do. I just don't see Wolves getting 7 points from somewhere. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Liverpool 4, Ipswich 1. Very, very good win for Liverpool. Gakpo, in particular, getting a double again, and Salah going past Thierry Henry in the all-time Premier League goal scoring charts, which is incredible, absolutely incredible. And so the very Southampton 1, Newcastle 3. Wolves 0, Arsenal. Southampton 1, Newcastle 3. Isak and Tonali and Bednarek for Saints, and then Wolves 0, Arsenal 1. Yeah, obviously, if you do watch him playback, please do let me know. Did you think Miles Lewis Skelly was a red card? Because I think it's one of the worst decisions of the season so far. I think it's an absolute shocker of a decision. I think when you look at Joe Gomez as well, that second yellow should have been a straight red. Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of bad decisions today. Definitely been a lot of bad decisions. And obviously Manchester City 3, Chelsea 1. A very, very good victory for Manchester City. And Marmoush looked very, very good, I've got to say. He looked pretty good this today. Kuzanov didn't. But again, first game, I'm sure he will learn as well. But there we go. There we go, guys. That is my that's my recap. I might do more of these. Maybe don't know if Saturday evening is all right or anything like that. But hopefully do more of these. And obviously, if you have obviously liked, please do hit that like button before you do leave the stream. And yeah, it's good to be back. It is good to be back. Kind of obviously trying to sort of a bit of a schedule where I'm going back to doing more live streams, to say the very least. But no, it has been very, very good to be back this evening, and yeah, I'm gonna have a chilled evening. Gonna have a um, gonna see, but basically watch probably watch match of the day before I go to bed as well. But no, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and obviously, as I do say, obviously, please do hit that like button. It does help the algorithm. It does help more people to look at this channel as well. And guys, if you do like these kind of streams as well, please do let me know, because I think as well that's what I've been missing as well, was just like discussing Premier League content and Premier League teams as well. So I would obviously like to do more of these. But yeah, let me know if you want more of this. I've enjoyed tonight. I've got to say I've enjoyed going back live and being with you guys as well. But yeah, please do hit the like button as you move on the way out. I will timestamp this as well. So I will timestamp this as well to go back through and yeah, just see check my reactions to all these games as well. But I will bid you good night, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.